Before we get into today's update, I want to go over a quick synopsis of what to expect. First, we're going to talk about the XRP daily technical analysis. But before we get into the chart, I give you the support and resistance. I call them S1, R1. I'll give you the S1, S2, and S3. So the nearest supports and the nearest resistance in the area. But also by definition, I'm going to go over exactly what support and resistance is in case you're a newer trader. As most of you have realized over the past several months, I've taken a step back. Instead of trying to put out advanced technical analysis, I do it for the most basic of traders, but I teach you patterns as we go. If you're interested in getting more information, join Tom's Army 2.0. You join Tom's Army in the video description below. And by doing that, you automatically get the Telegram that I've created. I've branded it over the past month or so, and I'm releasing it very slowly. It's in a beta version, so anybody who's part of the community gets that for free. Also, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and see where it's looking today on a thinly traded weekend, as on Saturdays until Sunday at about 6 p.m., the futures are closed after Friday night trading session. So the DXY is offline, gold and silver markets are offline, and the futures are very thinly traded because there's no futures online. So pay attention very closely as we will get into a very jam-packed update, and consider joining Tom's Army to continue experiencing the expansion of this community. And please hit that like button, as it really does push me through the analytics and really does help me get more and more people into this audience and more people into the community who deserve to see the truthful and factual information. Good morning, 9:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, February 25th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm very sore this morning in my back. As some of you know, when I was 23, I got into a very bad car accident. Somebody decided to have a little bit too much to drink and hit me. And I broke my back when I was 23. I'm 39 now, so it's been 16 years. But man, today did I wake up and my back is killing me. I don't know if it's from the 2 inches of unexpected snow that fell last night or the change in the temperature in the air, but man, am I sore. But first things first, I had to come here and give you an update because that's what I like to do and it keeps me moving. So, very quickly, total crypto market cap's down to 1.014 trillion, down 0.52% on this Saturday. We currently are looking like we're putting in a topping reversal pattern, and it looks like after this bear flag falls, as we've diagnosed out very clearly, we'll come down to the next level, and we have to work on this 990 billion. The reason why that's so important is that's a multi-year trend line, and if you're over the top of it, you can stay bullish. Once you break down below it, though, you're going to have a pretty quick drop of about 50 billion down to 940.48 billion, and then ultimately 892 billion to try to figure out this pattern. If we continue breaking down farther, that's the cutoff line. There's a substantial drop of about 240 billion if you lose that 892 billion. But we have work to do to get back down there. But I always want to make sure to keep it in the front, at the forefront of these updates so you can understand the total crypto market cap. We've got Bitcoin at 23,044, down about 145 points or 0.63% on this Saturday. Again, looks like a gigantic bear flag, just like the total crypto market cap. And we talked about this uptrending support at once you lose it at 23,500. If you're down here, up here, it was a little bit higher, around 23,770 approximately. You lose that, and it's very bearish. Now we put in this bear flag, and if we get rejected here very quickly by this, the 45-minute, yes, but I would like to look at the 2-hour time frame. And let's just say we had a little bit of a rally and we got rejected at 23,335, or we come all the way up here and get rejected at 23,770 approximately. This is very bearish already. This doesn't need to go back up. If this bear flag plays out, it could just come right down to 21,965, as that's the next major area. But to get back down to this multi-year trend line, we're going to have to break back down now if we go into current pattern formation. If we go by today, we'd have to come down to 19,300. So we have a long ways down we can go, and this doesn't look great, as we look like we're putting in bear flags all across the market. XRP sitting at 0.378. We have underneath support, so S1 this morning would be 377. S2 would be 362. S3 would be 355. So you do have a 362 in between here, about if you want to know where we could possibly be held up. We could possibly get held up there at the 362. And then underneath you have the 355. So that's what we're looking at very closely. We have a falling channel as we have resistance up here at 40 cents. We have resistance 1, I would say, is at 3910. Well, resistance 1's at 3860. Resistance 2 is at 391. Resistance 3 is at 40 cents. Support 1 sits at 377. Support 2 at 362. Support 3 at 355. Approximately. Actually, it's come down a little bit this morning. Because if we come down here, it's 3525. Because you always have to come down and rematch it up with the current time frame. So we're at 3525 is S3 now. Because S1's 377, S2 is 362, S3 is 3525 if we come down to the downtrending resistance. And that would be hit today. So that's the falling channel resistance up here at 40 cents. Falling channel support down at 3525, which means your falling channel range, write this down somewhere, is 3525 for support and all the way up to 40 cents. That gives us a 4.75 cent trading range. So that's what we're looking at right now. And if you're wondering the size of the channel right now, is roughly 11.7%. So there's an 11.7% gap in this channel at any given time. So that's what we're looking at right now. Now, what is support and resistance? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what support and resistance is by definition, so that when I'm talking about support and resistance, R1, R2, S1, S2, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. So first things first, resistance is a level on a chart where the price of an asset has historically had difficulty breaking above, indicating that there may be a significant amount of selling pressure at that level. Resistance levels are often seen on a ceiling or a barrier to further upward price movement. When the price approaches a resistance level, traders may be more inclined to sell the asset, which can lead to a temporary or prolonged stall in that price movement. Resistance levels can be identified through technical analysis by looking at previous price levels where the asset struggled to move above, or through the use of trend lines, chart patterns, and indicators. Resistance levels can also be influenced by fundamental factors such as earnings reports, news events, or change in market sentiment. Once a resistance level is identified, traders can use this information to make trading decisions, such as setting profit targets, managing risk, or taking short positions. Now that we know what resistance is and the way to play against if we hit resistance levels, let's see what support is. Support is a level on a chart where the price of an asset has historically had difficulty falling below, indicating that there might be a significant amount of buying pressure at that level. Support levels are often seen as a floor or a barrier to further downward price movements. When the price approaches a support level, traders may be more inclined to buy the asset, which can lead to a temporary or prolonged bounce in the price movement. Support levels can be identified through technical analysis by looking at previous price levels where the asset bounced off or held above, or through the use of trend lines, chart patterns, and indicators. Support levels can also be influenced by fundamental factors such as earning reports, news, events, or changes in market sentiment. So we're using trend lines and chart patterns, and also a very small indicator to figure out our levels, mainly by trend lines and chart patterns. So we have our uptrending, downtrending support and resistance, and we also have our short-term falling channel we're in, so we understand the movement of the market. We have, once a support level is identified, traders can use this information to make trading decisions, such as setting stop-loss orders, identifying potential entry points, or taking long positions. So hopefully that helps you better understand what support and resistance is. So real quickly, before I leave, the support right now is the falling channel support at the very bottom at 3525. We currently have falling channel resistance up here at 40 cents, but the immediate areas is 377 support and the 386 resistance. So right now we're trading between the 377 support. If 372 breaks, we will be looking at the 362 area very firm. Close enough. So if the 362 breaks, that's S2, then we'll be looking at the 3625. And that's close enough there. So that's what we're looking at. You break that, then you're coming down to 3525. And if you break that, you'll come down to X marks the spot at 348. 348 would be S4. So that's what we're looking at this morning. Make sure to hit that like button. I'd appreciate it if you share this far and wide, as you're the only way that I can get this out to new people. And also, make sure to turn that bell notification to all so you can be alerted to all of my new content. If you want to join Tom's Army, or if you want to trade on the exchanges I do on BitGet and or Mexi with no spot fees on the buy or sell and futures up to 250x, if you like to leverage trade or short the market, that's in the video description below and also the pinned comments. Hashtag be better, do better, hashtag FUD assassins, and remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, it's very, very lonely, and it's also very, very lonely on the top. So we need to bring as many people as possible to change their financial inclusion, to change their financial being, and to understand the importance that XRP is going to have in the financial system going into the year 2025. Make sure you're stacking appropriately as XRP is under 38 cents, and you do not want to miss this chance at history.